everyone, welcome back to the beauty shelf. I'm Grace, and today we are going to be doing my full glam makeup routine. I already did all my skincare, my primer, so this is all the glitter and the blush, and I'm so excited to show you guys what I've been using and my little tips and tricks. This is my longest lasting look. Make sure to follow at grace.fountain daily so you don't miss any videos or vlogs or social media updates behind the scenes. So this is very comfy, cozy. I have my little bathrobe, I have my matching makeup headband, and I don't have it with me at the moment, but I also have the little like skincare headband with the little wrist guards, and it's also blue because blue is my favorite color. So there is quite a lot in my makeup case, and I always get started by using my Bare Minerals primer, which I already have on from when I showered and did my skincare routine. And I usually do some ice globes like at night to help with inflammation and swelling and redness. So now I'm just going to kind of seal the primer with my NYX matte setting spray. And this is my lovely NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. This is one of my favorite setting sprays that I've ever used. I tried a couple, and they all kind of caused more inflammation and redness, which I don't love. And this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Long Wearing Concealer. And I have this in the shade 120 Light Vanilla. So it looks like this. It's really cute. And some people say on my TikTok comments that this is too orange, which, okay, good that you think that. And I will usually just go in. My skin's looking better today than it has lately because lately I've been super stressed. And you can see I actually have this large eczema patch right there in the corner of my eye. It is so fun because I had finals for like the last 2 weeks. And a bunch of like extra life stress to go with it. I will just use my foundation brush to help with the concealer. I know, but I do clean my brushes often, like probably every week. And I will just, kind of beat the foundation concealer in. And I always, I watched a Trevor Barrett video because he is kind of like my main makeup influencer that I watch. And he said that if you want your makeup to look professionally done, then the best way to do that is to put on like a matte full coverage thing on your eyes up to your eyebrows. And I have definitely found that to be true. I think that the pigment shows more in my eyeshadow when I do that. Usually we'll just go in with my eyeshadow. And that's where it gets a little funky sometimes because sometimes I like to experiment. But today I'm going to kind of just go in with my usual dual color cut crease look that I do, which is glamorous, but it's actually not that hard to do. We'll then go in with my Revlon Color Stay Skin Awaken. It has like caffeine and vitamin C. It's supposed to like brighten. It's a 5-in-1 concealer in the shade 002, because if you couldn't tell, I'm a little pale. I'm not super tan. I've never been able to tan. And then after I've done like some concealer and stuff on my eyes, I will go in with my Profusion Cosmetics little blending brush guy that I have, and then I'll start with the actual color. Then I do my Wet n Wild Chameleon Chrome eyeliner in the shade Electric Prism. I literally have used it as like a going out eyeshadow where I just put it over my whole lid. Eyeliner is always kind of gamey. Your look always depends on whether your eyeliner looks really good. So for my eyeliner, I use the Milani Stay Put Matte Eyeliner 17 Hours Black Matte Shade 110. And this is like a pot eyeliner. It's not like a regular liquid liner. And sometimes if I'm feeling really bold with my look, like when I went to go see Devil Wears Prada 2, I wore like bright royal blue eyeliner and it looked really, really good. But the event that I'm going to tonight is not that kind of event, not the blue eyeliner kind of event. So we're gonna do regular black eyeliner. Like that is mostly done now. I'm pretty proud with how that turned out. If you put in like the mascara and everything else, it'll definitely look better. And then once we're done with that, usually while I'm in the eye area, because the eyes are the most difficult part because it's very detailed. Once I get the eyes done, everything else is kind of smooth sailing. But after my eyes, I'll usually do my brows. And once I put some color in, because sometimes my eyebrows do fall out because of stress, once I put the color in, some people might use like a brow gel or a brow glue. I think that that's kind of like a waste of products. A lot of products do the same thing. And so since my setting spray already does that, I just literally will spray some on my finger and then do like that. I think that turned out really well. And I also really like my eyeshadow. It looks cute. And it's not like tacky, but it's also not just plain because I don't do plain. Now we're done with my Profusion Nude Eyes eyeshadow makeup case, which I have had again since I was 12. So now we're going to do foundation, which is all Bare Minerals. And I just swap it on there and I just try to get it up to my hairline. And a lot of people, I think, don't blend enough is the problem. And if your skin is still like a little bit damp from all the setting spray and, skincare products, then even better. I am literally balancing stuff on my legs because I'm not at my desk, which is super dangerous because powder could fly everywhere if I move wrong. Blending and patting and making sure that like above my eyebrows, I'm kind of like outlining my brows as well. And my skin was feeling like pretty good today. I didn't really notice any huge issues this morning. But sometimes I do, and then usually it takes a little bit longer with like concealer. But something that I think has definitely changed for me is that I feel way more confident in my skin and my makeup than I used to. I used to be really, really self-conscious about like breakouts and any redness because nobody else my age really had that. And then when I realized that I did have, Ehlers-Danlos, that also affects how your skin appears throughout the days. Again, I always try to get near the hairline. I think that it definitely helps with like the top of the hair. Usually that's where a lot of like sweating starts. And so if you can get your powders in there early, I think it does make a big difference. Something that I do that definitely makes a big difference with the foundation is that I will spray, but then I will go in with another little dusting of my very top setting powder, just mixing it with the setting powder that's on, or the setting spray that's on my face already. And I find that that makes a huge difference in how my makeup looks like 8, 10, 12 hours later. So we're going back in with another. Oh, I got some in my mouth. Ugh, especially around here, because I find that's where most of the setting spray tends to land. You want to make sure to kind of blend some top powder in with the setting spray. e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour in the Fair Light shade. And I will kind of outline my cheekbone, because I have very high cheekbones because I have Cherokee tribe heritage. That's one of the things that I noticed, was that I had much higher cheekbones, and my mom does, than a lot of other people. So you contour like that, and I always try to like build up near my hairline, because that is kind of where the shadows are most. Blend it out. And I feel like that looks great. I don't really know if it does anything because I don't use that much, but at the very least it outlines like the blush region versus like my lower cheek. The Milani Cheek Kiss in the shade Hey Honey 110. And I love this so far. It's really easy to use, and it definitely doesn't feel like you're getting way too much. It's not stressful to use. I think that I look definitely glowy without being too Jersey Shore. Then I just do my blush. This is my highlighter. It is the Milani Cosmetics Liquid Highlighter Conceal and Perfect in shade Lunar. And I usually do this just right along here. If you kind of tilt your head when you're doing your makeup, you can kind of see where the light hits, and that's where you want to highlight. And then I'll usually do a little bit on the brow bone as well, just to accentuate my features. And then your highlighter is done, and I think it looks really good. And then I usually will just go back in with some powder or concealer to define like the areas. And then, now that everything is done, this is the final look, and all that's left to do is my lipstick. If you're a frequent flyer on this channel, then you know that this is my everyday lipstick that I wear, which is the NYX Lip IV Hydrating Stain, and then the LA Colors Lip Liner in the shade Eggplant. And this is the final look. I'm very happy with how this turned out, actually. Will the makeup turn out well? Will the eyeliner and like the blush and the highlight all blend together? But I think that it was a huge success. So I have a big event to go to tonight, and I think that this makeup will still look great after. I don't think there will be a lot of transfer or cakiness. But thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos, and I will see you next time. Bye!